In the world of tweets and status updates, social media is revolutionizing the way we receive information. For some, social media is a tool, but for others, a thorn in their side.
It certainly makes us less patient, and when we're less patient, we tend to do dumb things.
The bombardment of social media and the payoff. Straight ahead on Equal Time.
From San Jose State University and KTEH, you're watching Equal Time, exploring new issues each week, giving equal time to competing points of view.
Hello from the campus of San Jose State University, and welcome to this edition of Equal Time. I'm your host, journalism professor Bob Rucker. With the explosion of social media, people are turning to new ways to finding jobs. 3 of the largest social media companies in the world are located right here in the Bay Area. But as Keith Bryant reports, landing a job in 140 characters or less is a lot harder than you think.
Nicole Parker's day revolves around social media. The 2010 SJSU grad is the communications manager at Community Solutions in Morgan Hill. She says managing Facebook and Twitter accounts for companies was a great start to her career.
One of my first experiences was actually doing some freelance stuff. So I would go and talk with some people about how they wanted to use social media and why they wanted to.
Social networking has become a viable profession.
I've noticed a lot of companies and organizations that haven't been on social media are starting to say, okay, we need to be on social media because it's not going away. Social media is a really good tool for self-promotion, which I don't mean that in a way of, you're egotistical or anything. I mean that in the way that you are able to, in a sense, create a campaign for yourself, brand yourself.
Social media coach George Cal knows about making first impressions.
One aspect of social media is social networking. And social networking is about, I call it building social capital with other people. Showing other people that you are somebody who cares and somebody who is smart in your area of expertise.
Cal is self-employed and makes a living by consulting people and businesses on how to use social networking channels.
Actually, it was just 2 years ago. I was just transitioning from my other job, and I started just exploring different avenues of self-employment, and my friends actually started asking me about Facebook, using Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter.
And make connections with people you never thought you would.
Roberto Araujo made connections to land a job in public relations and says social media has melted geographic borders.
There's no language, there's no culture, because you can actually translate things what people say in other languages when you're in the internet. And you can actually communicate with people you would never thought because of a language barrier, you would never thought you could talk to. But now you can talk to them because all of a sudden, all you do is just by a click of the mouse, you get translated everything that this person said.
Susan Barnes loves being her own boss. Barnes decided to start her own company after her previous job was downsized in this weak economy.
I like to play with technology and understand it from an experiential point of view. I believe in learning by experience. So I've been playing with Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn for quite a while.
For many people, social media is becoming second nature.
Technology is continuously changing, but it allows for social media to change. I think that the social connections that you create are going to last throughout the changing of the technology. The technology gives you the tools that you need in order to have those connections, and I think it's going to keep evolving, and I think that everyone's really going to benefit from it.
In addition, social media is becoming a thermostat of burning opinions. Opinion is playing a major role in how companies connect to people via this new platform.
Customers are talking about your brand and your business and your products, whether you like it or not. And so if you're not listening, you're just ignoring a whole segment of feedback from the population or your customers, your competitors about your company.
Communication is key when diving into this world of Web 2.0. It's all about communicating your message clearly to future employers and standing out from the pack. To have a shot in this fast-paced occupation, Parker says you must be LinkedIn.
Definitely try and get practice with it. Do some stuff for free if you have to. Look for an internship. Get a little bit of experience under your belt, and definitely pay attention to those people that you admire.
The game of social media is going to continue to expand and change. The possibilities are limitless.
When we come back, we'll explore the psychological impact of social media. We'll show you how it's affecting the brain in ways you might never expect.
I think there's no question that the human brain was not built for 21st century media.
We'll also explore how Twitterization of our culture is affecting our cognitive skills and personalities when Equal Time returns. For some, impatience, tedious, and mind-numbing are just a few words to describe social networking. We continue our look at social media and how it affects the brain. Once again, Keith Bryant.
Here at the campus of Stanford University, a communications professor says social media is having a negative impact on the human brain.
I think there's no question that the human brain was not built for 21st century media. The human brain was built for a pace and scale that social media certainly doesn't encourage, at least. I mean, in principle you could do it, but it certainly doesn't encourage that.
Professor Clifford Nass found that people are paying a mental price for using their smartphones. The result? Loss of focus.
We find that people's ability to filter information, people's ability to manage memory, people's ability to do emotional work, to write, are all seem to be affected, or at least related to, heavy levels of multitasking. I was jealous of the college students who seem to have adapted so brilliantly. I thought, my goodness, I can't read 4 things at once. I can't keep track of all this. What is their secret skill? You know, what is it they know, and how can I get it? Turned out, after we did a lot of research on this, that they actually have no secret skill. They're actually bad at it. And in fact, the people who multitask the most are the worst at multitasking.
CEO of Pediatrics Now and Dr. Gwen O'Keefe says, social networking is taking an emotional toll on adolescents.
There's many other kinds of emotional issues online that can play out, from just social isolation to internet addiction to heightened anxiety from just comparing yourself to other kids.
As the author of the American Academy of Pediatrics Social Media Clinical Report, she says Facebook is making children depressed.
So online, where there's no check and balance, there's no end point, and they can go on for hours and hours and click away and start comparing each other more and more, and they see kids invited to other parties, and they might see kids brag about grades and other things that they do. It can really harm kids' self-esteem.
At the University of California at San Francisco, Associate Professor Adam Ghazali is studying how younger and older people are interacting with their environment and how it affects their memory.
People are so familiar with interruptions in their daily lives, and a lot of it seems to be media-based, especially things like texting and internet and your email popping up. So that would be, sort of an extension of our work to understand what that impact might be on our performance.
Professor Ghazali suggests for people to turn off their phones and log off the web. He says we have the choice to limit our media diet.
There's a time to use this and a time not to, and that we can make the decisions and use our knowledge of what is negative consequences to make informed decisions and to use it more effectively.
Ghazali says fiddling around with distractions while trying to complete a task is detrimental to the brain.
It should be recognized that when you interrupt a task with other activities, there's often a cost to pay.
It's reducing our patience.
San Jose State University professor Andrew Wood says the problem is that we want information fast and quick.
With internet communication and implemented through social media, I'm just going to go to whatever works. And if it's a little complicated, I'm just going to switch to somewhere else. Similarly in social media, if this conversation's awkward, I'll just go to another one. If this thread is boring, I'll go to another one. And so I don't know if it necessarily makes us dumber. It makes us better at multitasking. It certainly makes us less patient. And when we're less patient, we tend to do dumb things.
When we come back, we'll sit down with a panel of experts in search of solutions. Stay with us.